Good morning, everybody. Oh, sorry. Hang on. I forgot to turn up the volume. Okay. So I guess I kind of caught the Remedyverse bug again. After Control, I feel like I want to at least attempt to play some of the more Remedy games. Um, oops. I guess it's recording on my screen. I had a little test message I printed up. Sorry about that. Anyways, so. I wasn't quite sure where to start. So technically, uh, you could start at Max Payne 2. And in the Max Payne games, since they were a little too early on, for in the technical evolution of computer games, uh, like we saw in Control, Remedy used live action video to with Casper Darling, the FBC videos and such, and like Threshold Kids and such like that. Uh, you couldn't do that in Max Payne. Like, one, the technical ability just wasn't really there, and two, computer hardware couldn't do it. Both, like they couldn't run it, and then also hard drive sizes wouldn't allow it. Like Max Payne 2, I think is like 2 gigs, and Max Payne 1 is like 650 megabytes or something like that. So you can't really pack in a live action video on these games. Um, so what they did is they would have what they did for Max Payne is that they would have TVs, but they would just use like a picture on the TV, and then you would have the voiceover, like someone would voice over the lines, and then they would change a picture, and then more voiceover, and then another picture, and that's how they that's how they pretended to do TV. So in Max Payne 2, there's a TV show. I can't remember what the actual name of the show is, but the story is a character named John Mira, and he has a dark um like a double, not a clone. That's not the right term, but somebody who is himself, but like the dark version of him, right? And that is something that it plays out throughout the campaign or throughout the game of Max Payne 2. Now, I was considering playing Max Payne 2, but I don't really want to play, a 7-hour game just to show off these little interstitial TV shows. That seems a little too much work for me. And you won't even see the connection between that game. Like, I think, hey R5, welcome to the stream. So, and I think that at the time they were making Max Payne, they weren't really considering making, future games and trying to tie it into like a whole connected universe. So I don't really want to call Max Payne 2 technically part of the Remedy verse. So I decided not to start with Max Payne 2, but I just want to put out in the opening here that technically if you really want to deep dive into like the entire thing, that Max Payne 2 technically is probably where you want to start, just because yeah, yeah, I remember you've come in a few times. What are you talking about? So if you ever get the bug yourself, you probably want to start in Max Payne 2, but you won't even know why that game ties into everything until you get not even Alan Wake, like this game, but in the DLC American Nightmare is where it really comes into play, and then from that into Alan Wake 2. And then the other thing I want to talk about is uh so when they made this game, this was back in the day when people were making really dumb decisions about how difficulty settings should be made. And in Alan Wake, it's a lot like Control. There's a lot of notes to pick up. In this game, they're called manuscripts. Like I don't. The game will tell you why pretty soon, but what they did is that you can only pick up a certain number of manuscript pages in normal and easy difficulty, and you can only get all the pages if you play it on the hard difficulty. And the problem with that is that personally, I think the combat in this game is like super atrocious. Like even on the easy and difficulties, combat is not fun to play. I do not like it. And on hard, what they do is they just ramp everything up. The enemies do more damage and they take so much damage. Just like regular random enemies take so much damage. It's horrible to play. So I'm gonna up front. I am using Cheat Engine to just like turn on one hit kills and infinite health because I hate playing this game on hard. But the only way I can show off like all the pages and get the full story for streaming is if I do that. So like I don't really have much choice. I apologize for that. I don't really want to do it, but that's just the way it is. So with that, we are going to start Alan Wake on Nightmare mode. Oh, god damn it. I just realized I forgot to put this game on the whitelist for executables for audio. Oops. So it might help to actually hear the game audio, maybe just a little bit. Okay, let's try this for one for real.
Stephen King once wrote that nightmares exist outside of logic, and there's little fun to be had in explanations. They're antithetical to the poetry of fear. In a horror story, the victim keeps asking why, but there can be no explanation, and there shouldn't be one. The unanswered mystery is what stays with us the longest, and it's what we'll remember in the end. My name is Alan Wake. I'm a writer. I've always had a vivid imagination, but this dream unsettled me. It was wild and dark and weird, even by my standards. So yes, it began with a dream. Following a typical nightmare pattern, I was late, desperately trying to reach my destination, a lighthouse. For some urgent reason, I couldn't remember. I'd been driving too fast down a coastal road to get there. I'd seen the hitchhiker too late. He was dead. I was convinced they'd put me in jail and I would never see Alice again. Suddenly, his body was gone. I was in shock from the crash. I could hardly stand my feet.
Hang on, this game is very quiet, I'm noticing. Max? Max? Okay, well. Hang on, I guess let me turn up the volume in OBS. And hope it's not too quiet. Seems really quiet in OBS. Hang on, let me check Windows. Ah, that's the reason. I had it down in Windows. Okay, apologies. Okay, so let's turn it back down. in OBS.
I had to go to the lighthouse. I knew there was something important waiting for me there.
Now, Alan Wake, ooh,
The bridge
definitely.
had collapsed. I'd have to find another way to the lighthouse.
Oh, damn. Okay. Well, unfortunately, new game apparently does not reset collectibles. So, in the game, the main collectible are coffee mug or coffee thermoses, because this game takes a lot of inspiration from Twin Peaks, and so coffee is kind of like the meme of this game and of Alan Wake 2. And there's supposed to be, so a coffee, like the first collectible you get is at the end of this bridge, but apparently doing a new game does not reset collectibles. Damn, I wonder if, I'm guessing that means, yeah, I have it. So I wonder if there's a way to like reset that. Hang on. The problem is that I'm pretty sure you can't actually play nightmare mode until you beat the game on normal. So if I delete the save, like the entire save file to reset to the beginning, and so I can actually pick up collectibles again, I won't be able to play nightmare mode, right? Hang on. Okay. I'm just gonna move the save file out. And let's see what happens if I just do a completely fresh. That's unfortunate. I should have checked. And actually, now there's a super delay on my audio. I don't know what happened. Okay. New game. Oh, Nightmare. I can't play Nightmare. Okay.
Stephen King once wrote that nightmares exist outside of logic, and there's little fun to be had in explanations. They're antithetical to the poetry of fear. In a horror story, the victim keeps asking why, but there can be no explanation, and there shouldn't be one. The unanswered mystery is what stays with us the longest, and it's what we'll remember in the end. My name is Alan Wake. I'm a writer. I was in shock from the crash. I could hardly stay on my feet.
I wonder if you can make sprint a toggle. No. Of course.
I had to go to the lighthouse. I knew there was something important waiting for me there. The bridge had collapsed. I'd have to find another way to the lighthouse.
Wait, what? Oh, it's okay, so I didn't actually reset the save file. What the fuck? Fuck. Okay, I really should have checked this before I started the stream, I guess. Fuck. Well, let's just hope the manuscript pages are there because that's what's really important. If the manuscript pages aren't still here, then we're in deep shit.
You don't even recognize me, do you, Ryder? You think you're God? You think you could just make up stuff? Play with people's lives and kill them when you think it adds to the drama? You're in this story now, and I'll make you suffer! You're a joke. There would be a single readable sentence in your books if it wasn't for your editor. You'll never publish another one of your shitty stories, 'cause I'm gonna kill you. It's not like your stories are any good. Not like they have any artistic merit. You're a lousy writer. Cheap thrills and pretentious shit. That's all you're good for. Just look at me. Look at your work.
Alan's got some issues to work out. The diver. You know, I don't actually know what that what that QR code goes to. That's kind of interesting. Where does that go to? Let's try it. Apparently my phone does not like this QR code, so I don't know. It's worth a shot.
You missed your deadline. Damn. You can't stop me.
I realized that the hitchhiker was a character from the story I'd been working on.
How does it feel to die by the hands of your own creation?
Man, his sprint is just like non-existent too.
This way! Hurry!
Mr. Wink, it's me! Clay Stewart, remember? Quickly, get inside! There's no time to lose!
Oh yeah, Clay Stewart. I totally know who you are.
Oh no! Stop! No! Damn it, die! No! 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 I was trapped. There was no way out.
Tom the Poet. Now, if you remember,
Death trap. I had to
Control really wants us to think that Thomas Zane was a filmmaker, not a puppet. Oh, and apparently the camera just wigged out for a second.
follow the light. You are hurt. You should go into the light. You are only safe there.
And if you might not notice at this stage, but because
You must go into
Remedy
the light.
loves to reuse actors, that is the voice of Max Payne originally, and then Zachariah Trench in Control.
Well done. I have something important to tell you. It goes like this. For he did not know that beyond the lake he called home lies a deeper, darker ocean green, where waves are both wilder and more serene. To its ports I've been. To its ports I've been. Do you understand? No. Follow my light. I entered your dream to teach you. The darkness is dangerous. It's sleeping now. When it feels you coming, it will wake up. There's no time. I can only show you the most important thing. This way. There's no time. The hitchhiker has been taken over by the Dark Presence. You can't hurt him now. The darkness protects him from all harm. Only light can drive the darkness away and make him vulnerable again. Here, take the light.
The holy
Turn
flashlight.
the flashlight toward him and burn the darkness away.
I see. This takes forever. Look at that. And we're out of batteries. It takes 3 batteries to take out the armor on one guy.
But it's still inside, controlling him. He can't be saved. He's still a threat. He is still your enemy. Here, take the gun. Pick up.
Now you'll die.
Good. You've done well. Remember what I've taught you. That is all. I will give you back your dream now. In the nightmare, a terrible darkness was taking over the world. The lighthouse was the last safe place on Earth.
Oops, sorry about that. Okay, sorry.
You made me this way, and now I'm gonna kill you.
So, like I said, I'm not really sorry about using the cheat engine to make the combat more bearable because it's awful. Oops. And the problem is that you know, it wants you to run around and explore so you can find the manuscripts and you can find like the collectibles and stuff like that instead of just going linear from A to B, B to C or whatever. But they do combat, they just infinite when you're in an area like there's some places where Yeah, and you die in one hit. So there's some areas where it's kind of a linear corridor. You just have to get from place to place, but there's a lot of different parts where you're going through like a pretty wide open area and you just kind of like explore all the nooks and crannies to find stuff. And guys will just infinitely spawn. So you're constantly doing stuff like this, even when you don't want to. So it just gets pretty tedious. And unless you want, like, if you basically either give up and just let guys chase you constantly, or you stand and fight them and then hope that they're like the timeout on when they respawn it, like, is long enough for you to get whatever you're doing done. Ah, hey, see, there's a coffee thermos.
You're dead, just like.
Oh, whoops. I did not want to use a flare gun. Okay, so the flare gun is basically your grenade launcher. Yeah, it does light damage, and well, I guess it's all light damage, but it breaks their shield and does damage to them. And sadly, because the remaster, they got rid of all the funny stuff in the original, the billboards that you see in the top right. Like, originally this game was pretty amusingly sponsored by Duracell, and all the batteries that you would find in the game had Duracell logos on them and stuff like that. It was pretty funny, but they took that out for the remaster because they don't have the licensing anymore.
Shh, baby. Just another nightmare. Everything's fine. You dozed off.
Right. Anything more than dozed off would be news for everyone.
Cheer up, handsome. We're here.
Welcome to Bright Falls.
Let's act like we're on vacation. Go stand next to that old gentleman there. I want a shot of you with the town in the background.
Sure. I'll even give you a title for the shot. A city boy, moments before he got eaten by a bear.
Alan, where do you think you are right now?
Hello there. You picked a good time to visit our town. Deerfest is just 2 weeks away.
Deerfest, huh? Did you hear that, honey?
You have a lovely wife. If you don't mind me saying. I'm Pat Maine, by the way. Nice to meet you.
Yeah, I'm Alan Wake.
I won't pretend I don't recognize a famous writer such as yourself, Mr. Wake. A pleasure. I'm an avid reader myself. I hope this isn't too presumptuous of me, but I'm the night host at the local radio station. Any chance I could get an interview?
Look, Mr. Maine, I'm on vacation. In fact, I'd appreciate it if we could keep my being here just between the two of us. I'm sure you understand.
Fair enough. You can trust me to be discreet. Not a hard man to track down if you change your mind, though. I hope you two have a lovely holiday.
And Pat Maine, we will see again in Alan Wake 2. Sadly. Things aren't going too great for Pat by that point.
Very nice. I got a couple of really good ones. And I see you made a friend. That's cute.
Right. Yeah?
Hey, bestseller. How's my favorite writer? Are you there yet?
Barry. Yeah, we just got it.
Are the locals giving you trouble? Just say the word and I'll hop on a plane and come make sure that you're left alone, Al.
No, Barry, we're fine.
Great, great. Just want to make sure you can relax and recharge. So, how is the place? Has it gotten your creative juices flowing?
Barry, we're just settling in.
Okay, Al. I'll call back later to make sure you're doing okay. And you call me if there's a problem, okay? Okay. I'm just looking out for you, buddy. Talk to you later.
I love you too, Barry.
You know he's going to be calling you every 5 minutes.
Barry is Barry. I can always turn off the phone.
What did I tell you?
Text message from Barry. He says hi to you too.
Alan, we're here. Come on, let's get back to the car.
I haven't even talked to this guy yet.
Damn yuppies.
Now, you may think this is just a, you know, a character,
As the last laugh, city boy.
but we
Okay. Good day to you too.
will actually see him again further down the line.
Come on, Slowpoke. You get the full service here. I've made all the arrangements. I drive the car. I'll even carry the bags. All you have to do is drag your cute butt into the car and enjoy the ride.
Yeah, sounds like you've got a lazy bastard for a husband.
Yeah, but I got a thing for him. Come on, you lazy bastard. Let's go.
Okay, I'm definitely carrying in the bags though, come on.
We need to stop at the local diner to get the cabin key from the landlord, a Mr. Carl Stuckey. He's waiting for us. I'll go fill her up while you get the key. I'll pick you up here in, say, 15 minutes.
Sure.
Alan, thank you for coming here with me.
I love you too. Go on. I'll promise to behave. I'd forgotten there were still places like this. Towns where everybody knew everybody.
Welcome to the Oh Dear Diner.
Hi, I was wondering if you could help me. I'm looking for...
Mr. Wake. Alan Wake. Oh, God! I am your biggest fan. I know people say that all the time, but I really am.
I'm glad to hear that.
Rose.
Rose, I'm looking for Mr. Stuckey. Carl Stuckey?
Carl? Oh, of course, Mr. Wake. He must have gone to visit the restroom. He'll be back in a moment. I can't believe it. I've got all of your books. I got the cutout from the bookstore when they took it out of the window.
And you keep it here. Well, okay. Good for you.
Try the coffee. Just don't blame me when you fall in love, 'cause it'll break your heart when you have to leave.
Rusty here is no longer human. Nothing but black coffee under a thin layer of skin.
Yeah, that makes two of us. Right. So much for a quiet vacation.
Are you staying long, Mr. Wake? I can't believe it. I'm having a conversation with Alan Wake. Are you on your own, or is your wife with you? I can show you the town if you want. I get off work at 6.
Whoa.
Thanks, Rose. We'll be sure to keep that in mind.
Do me a favor, Sonny. I could really use a tune right now. Coconut, number 6 in the jukebox. I'd do it myself, but both of my legs have gone to sleep. Bad circulation. Yeah.
Are you serious? Coconut again? You disgust me. Call yourself a rocker. Unbelievable. Ha!
So this is Tor and Odin Anderson.
You put the lime in the coconut.
We
drink
will
'em
see
both
more of
up.
them as we continue through the game, and if you might remember hearing about them in in Control, and they
It does that.
at this
Get
point,
stuck. Yeah, you
I guess
need to give it a
Freya,
good
she's not
solid
in this game, but she's around, and I guess at this point, I guess Saga would be a child.
Now that's what I'm talking about. Yes.
This is it. I've died and gone to hell.
Are you okay, ma'am?
Don't go in there, young man. You can hurt yourself in the dark.
I think I can handle it, ma'am. I didn't want to wait. I wanted to find
You don't
Stucky,
wanna die,
to get the
do
key
you?
and get out as soon as
Worse.
possible.
I
The
warned
waitress was giving me a
Stucky
headache.
about it, but he
Overeager
didn't
fans
listen.
always did.
And we will see this woman quite a bit later as well.
Hello? Mr. Stucky?
Carl couldn't make it. Unfortunately, he was taken ill. But I have the key for you and instructions on how to get to the lake.
Okay.
I wish you a good stay in my cabin. I'll come by later to check how you've settled in. And to meet your wife. I insist.
Thanks.
Well, that's not creepy.
Cauldron Lake is a special place. Very inspiring.
You got lucky this time, young man. You can hurt yourself in the dark. This really ought to be fixed. And then I must remind Sarah to change the lights at the station. It's been too long already.
I hadn't seen her leave, but the old lady was gone.
Whoa. Not suspicious. And you notice she is carrying a lamp. That will come into play much later.
Even that sounds better to your singing.
Are you alright?
Splendid, splendid. Damn hernia. It swells up like a balloon if I lift it. It's been heavier than a spoon. Yeah, splendid, splendid. It's been a long time, Tom. Good to see you.
Hey, you wouldn't happen to have a bottle on you, would you, Tom?
I wish.
And you notice they call him
The
Tom.
Andersons, they're local musicians. We're waiting for Dr. Hartman to come pick them up. They wandered off from his clinic at the Cauldron Lake Lodge.
And I'm thinking it might be to my benefit to turn... unfortunately, there are some like made for this game songs, and I don't remember where they are specifically in the game, except for one moment where it's obvious.
Bye, Mr. Wake.
But there are licensed songs in this, and I really would rather not get muted.
Mission accomplished. The key and the directions.
My hero. I got some flashlights, just in case.
Hey, wait! Mrs. Wake! Your keys!
That diner was a real nut house.
Seems ominous. Who did I
Can
get
you
the
believe
keys
this
from?
place? This would make a wonderful setting for a book.
We're supposed to be on vacation, Alice. I'll figure it out when we get back home. Okay?
Okay. We can talk about this later.
Pat Main here on KBFF.
I didn't want to talk about it. I wanted to bury my head in sand.
Here's another one of my favorites to go with it.
Once upon a time, I was a successful writer, but that was a long time ago. I hadn't been able to write a word in 2 years, not since my last book.
And now the weather. It's gonna be a clear night, so you folks in the big city might want to look up every once in a while. See those stars winking down at you? It gets pretty dark out here, but they'll light your way.
Okay, I guess there's going to be a lot of licensed music.
Wow. It's gorgeous, Alan.
It's something, all right. Don't worry, honey. I'll get you inside safe and sound before it gets dark. And I've got the flashlight.
I know. I'm okay.
Alice had a phobia, the fear of darkness. I wanted to make sure we were inside with the lights on before sunset.
Okay, so see you later.
The cabin obviously got its name from the shape of the island. It looked like a giant bird leg. Alice had mentioned that the lake was a caldera. There was a dormant volcano under it.
And there's supposed to be another thermos here. Man, if the manuscripts aren't around when the game actually kicks off, this is gonna be a real bad day. I'm gonna have to, like, I don't know, I guess I'm gonna have to restart the stream and figure out how, like, I do have the original game, like, this is the remaster. I do have the original game that I have never played on Steam, so I guess I could try that if things go to shit, but hopefully that does not happen. Okay, Alice.
It's dark in there. We need lights. Can you figure out how to get the power on, honey?
Sure thing. I'm on it. Hello? Anyone here?
For a moment, the oppressive feel of the nightmare I had seen on the ferry returned.
Whoa. Jump scare.
Damn. I needed to get the power running in the cabin. There had to be a fuse box or a generator somewhere on the island.
So we'll be seeing this weird diving suit guy later. Or I guess we kind of did. The light was pretty heavy, but
The cabin looked like a time capsule from the 60s, or even earlier.
Fest guests have already started to arrive. Just ran into one on the ferry. A famous artist, no less, but we'll see if we can rope him into an interview later on. Now, let's go to the phones. Caller, you're on KBF-FM.
Hi, Pat. It's Rose.
Why, hello, Rose. What's on your mind?
I know who that famous artist was. It was Alan Wake, wasn't it? He's my favorite writer.
Well, Rose, I
just saw him at the diner. Oh, I am so excited he's here.
I'm sure he's glad to be here, too. Well, folks, I guess the secret's out. This is Pat Maine on KBF-FM. And now, some music.
Great. So much for keeping a low profile. The water was clear but dark. It looked very deep.
Oh, it's deep, all right. Practically endless. And that is Dr. Insane Asylum guy. His retreat. Dr. Emil Hartman.
The power cable goes to that shed over there.
An old generator had been connected to the power cable.
The lights are on! Good work, honey. I'll freshen up a bit and start settling in.
Okay, I'll look around a bit.
Alice had told me about Cauldron Lake Lodge. The old building used to be a hotel.
Oops.
It was a beautiful place. I told myself I could rest here, sleep here, and forget about my work. I thought we could be happy here. These days, it was no longer open to the public. The island had once been the site for a love story. Maybe it would be that again.
Thomas Zane and who?
Alice? Honey? A shoebox filled with books by Thomas Zane sat on the shelf. I'd never heard of him before.
Let's see. The Temple of Shadow and Mist, the Labyrinth of Me, in her dreams to prevail, kept from sleep.
Alan, I'm upstairs. I have a surprise for you.
Ooh. I like where this is going.
Well, hello there.
I'm not the surprise. It's in the study. Go take a look.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
Surprise!
Alice? What is this?
I guess I have a small confession to make. I thought maybe you could write here that a change of scenery would get you past...
Damn it, Alice! Everyone
Hey, hey, just hear me out! There's a local doctor, Dr. Hartman. I read a book of his. He has a private clinic here. He specializes in helping artists.
So now you want to get me committed?
No! It's not like that. That's not... Alan? Alan?
Just don't! I don't want to hear it! God damn it, Alice! God damn it! I knew she wouldn't follow me in the dark. I needed some time alone to think things through. Damn it.
Alice? Alice? Alice! The cabin had gone dark. All the lights were out. Alice, I'm coming! It's all right, I'm coming! No! What the hell?
Help me!
Alice? Alice? Oh no!
Keep going, Alan. Wake up.
Alice?
Waking up in the crashed car felt like I had woken from one nightmare and entered another. I couldn't remember how I got there. All I knew was that something terrible had happened to Alice. The phone was dead. I'd have to find help on foot.
So obviously, that was a definite change in location to what just happened. So we are going to have to very slowly explore what the fuck is going on.
Among Alice's things was a book, The Creator's Dilemma, by a Dr. Emil Hartman. Seeing the book brought back my fight with Alice. I didn't like it, and I didn't like the guy's smug face on the cover either.
Yeah, and also, Alan, as we have seen, has a very short temper, and it's not actually a very nice guy. We will discover that. I mean, obviously, we've seen how, you know, his interaction with Rose, although, to be fair, if you're probably a minor celebrity, or even, any celebrity, you probably get annoyed by fans, but he does not treat people very well, including his wife.
The gas station was my best bet. They'd have a phone I could use. It looked like a long hike through the forest to get there. Damn.
How did we go from jumping into a lake to being on the edge of a cliff in a car? Doesn't make much sense to me.
Hello?
I don't think anyone's back there.
Hello? Is someone there? The loose sheets of paper were pages from a manuscript entitled Departure. That was the name I planned to use for the next novel I had never gotten started. I was named the author. I hadn't written it. I couldn't remember writing it. In the scene on the page, the hero was attacked by an axe murderer in the woods at night.
Departure. That name sounds familiar. You have found manuscript pages. You can access them with F5.
Departure by Alan Wake. The man turned to face me. His face was covered in shadows. It was hard to make him out in the darkness of the forest that surrounded us, but the axe he lifted was plain to see. It glistened with the blood of his victim. He grinned madly. The shadows were alive, distorting his features. It was a scene from a nightmare, but I was awake.
Man, this game really is quiet. Hang on, Okay, so
Anybody there? Please, I've been in an accident.
obviously we got those 2 manuscript pages because we had to find them. So hopefully, hopefully we will see more.
The lights up ahead were a good sign.
Oops, wrong button.
Maybe I wouldn't have to hike all the way down to the gas station to find a phone.
Okay.
Barry took another sip of the heavenly coffee. He grinned at Rose. Surely this was love. Rose gushed on breathlessly. The new one will be a masterpiece, I know it. You must tell him not to listen to the trolls in the forums saying the parcher will never get finished.
The trolls in the
He should take
forums.
his time and make it perfect. I can wait.
You back then worrying about nerds on message boards. Okay, you know, this is stupid.
Anybody there? Please, I've been in an accident. Hey! Hey, you!
Phil!
There's been an accident. I need help. Listen, I need to...
Premium cabins for rent in...
Nightfall!
Oh, hell.
Carl Stuckey.
Pleased
To meet you. Non-refundable
reservation
deposit required. Fair and square.
Well, that doesn't seem normal.
square.
Oh. Yep, okay. Of course, since I've already picking up, I don't know exactly which one is
stood
what.
before me. It was impossible to focus on it, as if it stood in a blind spot caused by a brain tumor and eye disease.
The
It was
Taken.
bleeding shadows like ink underwater, like a cloud of blood from a shark bite. I was terrified. I squeezed the flashlight like my life depended on it, willing it to stop coming any closer. Suddenly something gave, and the light seemed to shine brighter.
See, it doesn't like highlight which one you have picked up because I already picked them up, and so.
Balls. You to arrive. You lose. It's the latest thing.
Kill
2 birds.
incontestably
Proven health.
presence.
See the great.
Fall.
I had to figure a way out of this. Any second now, and Stuckey would be knocking on the door with his axe like Nicholson in The Shining.
Use 1 to switch weapons and throwables. Pick up batteries. Yeah, see the batteries here, they used to be like actual Duracell batteries.
During your trying, it's the latest
So Bright Falls, Watery, we'll go there in Alan Wake 2.
Proven health benefits let you kill two birds with one stone. You can see the sights and keep those cholesterol levels down at the same time.
I don't know if I trust this guy on his health rituals.
Yes.
Bright Falls Sheriff's Station. How may I...
Hello? Hello? This is bad.
Let's get out, Alan. Uh-oh. That wasn't cool.
There were more of them. My head pounded with the concussion. I'd never fired a gun outside a shooting range, and now I just killed someone. Or something. There were no bodies. They just disappeared. If I was dreaming, it felt real enough to make me sick.
Yeah, Alan, maybe they were coming to help. You just shot them without even warning them or nothing. It's fucked up. Okay, so over here, you see these paints. They are leading you to, these lead you to hidden stashes that are sent or spread around the game world. And who is dropping these will be revealed much later.
Eerie hand-painted graffiti was revealed by my flashlight. Someone had hidden a chest of supplies near it. The Dark Forest was the last place I wanted to go, but I had no choice. I had to get to the gas station.
It's rabbit season.
Oh wait, I'm using the flare gun. Don't want to do that again.
Rose knew she had been gushing, but right now, she didn't care. As far as she was concerned, her brief meeting with Alan Wake was literally the high point of her life. She watched as he got in the car with his wife. She was pretty, confident, at ease with Wake. Not like Rose. They were perfect for each other. She'd have given anything to be called their friend.
Let's ease up there on the celebrity worship there, Rose. Don't want to make this weird. Oops.
What the hell was that? When I saw the river below, something uncoiled itself inside my head. I realized that I'd have to find a way across. I didn't even want to look at the water.
Oh, sorry, I just made him look at the water. Hey, coffee thermos. Looks like there's something over there.
Barry Wheeler was bouncing off the walls. He jumped on a plane after his calls were ignored by both Al and Alice for several days. It could mean that they were both on a second honeymoon, but Barry didn't buy it. Al had been way too unstable for that, not sleeping, messed up. Barry had years of experience dealing with Alan Wake, and he couldn't ignore it. Something was wrong.
Barry is our very good friend. And, well, he's Alan's only friend, to be honest. But he knows what's up.
Stucky was still out there, in the dark, stalking me. For a long time, the dark presence had been weak, sleeping. Nothing but a half-forgotten nightmare or a shadowy flicker in the corner of an eye in the forest at night. Not real enough to properly exist, and yet too evocative to fade away completely. Now it was waking up. The rider like a fly caught in a spider's web, each jerk and kick vibrating the strands that led deep into its lair. It was aware of him now, and it could use him. All he'd need was a little incentive.
And this is because Alan dove into the lake. As you can see, we cannot get there yet. We have to go up.
The staircase was broken. I had to make my way up some other way. I heard them before I saw them, swooping down from the sky and screeching as they came. I spun around just as the cloud was upon me. For an instant, I stared into 100 dead eyes, black pearls glittering in the darkness. I raised the flashlight and the swarm exploded like fireworks. Feathers burned, turned into ash. I couldn't hear my scream above theirs.
Ooh, hell yeah, got that shotgun. Not that I can really use it, because I only got 2 rounds right now, but this will be an important gun later. And because, you know, of the time when this game came out, only having a limited number of weapons was the thing. So you can only have, you find a hunting rifle later on, but you can only have one of each. Or you can only have the hunting rifle or the shotgun, is what I mean. What we want over there. I can hear somebody's breathing. Hopefully that's just Alan and not somebody coming up behind. The Taken are filled with darkness. And those cans are like, it's kind of meaningless. It's one of those things like there's a bunch of them around the game and you shoot them, and I think there's like an achievement. I know it's a thing that is like in the stats screen it counts those, but I'm not actually sure if there's an achievement.
I was just outside for a breath of fresh air, and what a night. I know most of you are probably in your beds by now, but if you're still up and around, take a moment. Step outside for a spell and breathe in deep. The weather is absolutely still. The sky is crystal clear. It's like the forest is quietly breathing along with you. As you listeners know, I'm a night owl, and it's on nights like this I wish I wasn't cooped up in the studio. Makes an old man like me wish I could just roam wild. But here I am, and who'd keep you company all night long if I weren't? It looks like I'm not the only one staying up late. Caller, you're on the air.
Hey, Pat, it's Maurice Horton.
Hello, Maurice. What are you up to?
Well, I was just taking Toby on his walkies.
Oh, isn't it beautiful out there?
Sure, but Pat, the reason I called is that Toby heard something rustling in the undergrowth and took off after it, and I couldn't find it.
Probably a rabbit.
Sure. Toby loves rabbits.
Well, sure.
Anyway, I figured that, if anyone runs into Toby, they could grab him. My number's on his collar.
And Toby's a friendly dog?
Oh, Toby loves people. Usually he comes back, but we were pretty far from home, and it sounds like he went pretty wild there. Great dog, but he's just too tough for his own good.
Well, Maurice, it's out there now. Hope Toby comes home soon.
Yeah, thanks, Pat.
You have a good night now.
Well, hopefully we can find Toby.
At first, I kept finding the pages as if by accident. The book I couldn't remember was either a terrible and true prophecy or an act of creation that had rewritten the world. I began to hunt the pages feverishly, for they held the answer to the mystery. With it, I could save myself. With it, I could save Alice.
So we are it is beginning to Alan is beginning to understand a little bit how the structure of what is happening is happening. The pages are predicting what Alan is doing or about to do, and he's sort of understanding that that is true, but is still a little incredulous at just like the fact that these pages could be rewriting reality. But
the gas station was closer now, its light welcoming in the darkness.
Paul makes the best dogs in the state. Belly Burster is the best with no contest. Monster Dog is second best. The famous dog is third.
I stepped into the gas station's garage. It was dark and quiet. The place was a mess. It looked like someone trashed the place or that there'd been some kind of fight. Light spilled into the room through an open door at the back, and I made my way toward it. Without any warning, I was blinded by a bright light. An old portable TV on the shelf had come alive by itself. Impossibly, I could see myself on the screen, talking like a madman.
And this is what I was talking about earlier. Like, when I killed the first 3 guys, there was the tune like you had finished and cleared the area, but if you go anywhere off the beaten path to explore, then they immediately start coming back. And it just makes things like really tedious. And Pat did mention that it sounded like the forest was breathing with you, and it certainly does. Because you can actually hear the forest breathing. Or you can hear the game's approximation of the forest breathing, I suppose.
I never touch salad, though. A man like me needs a hefty meal. That's for the day.
And that's what the flare gun's for.
Science. It bestows immortality on those who advance it to elevate all of mankind. Newton, Einstein, Sagan, princes among men. But the price for such a legacy is steep indeed. In Night Springs. Tonight's episode, a quantum suicide. If our lives are already written, it would take a courageous man to change the script. Having called a press conference, Dr. Barclay Colvin is about to demonstrate that very courage.
Ladies and gentlemen of the press, I am Dr. Barclay Colvin, and I'm glad so many of you could join me here at the Moorcock Institute. Tonight, I'm going to give a practical demonstration of the many worlds interpretation. As you can see, this is a loaded 9mm pistol. It shall be part of a thought experiment. And now, a real experiment, known as a quantum suicide.
Did he say suicide? Is that a real gun? He's kidding, right?
Please, stay calm. There is no risk. Observe what occurs when I place the weapon against my own forehead. Now, you might think this round is merely a dud. Not so. Observe the flower pot. And yet, I myself cannot be harmed with this gun. With each pull of the trigger, 2 new realities branch off. One in which the weapon didn't fire, and one where it did. With my machine here, I have ensured that this reality is always the former. I have bestowed upon myself quantum immortality. Under no circumstances can this gun kill me.
So wait. What you're saying is that every time you pull the trigger, in another reality, you die?
Yes, of course, but that's completely trivial. There's an infinite number of things that could happen at any moment, and they always do happen somewhere. The point is, this one thing did not happen here.
You're insane, Colvin.
Insane? Insane?
Hey, was this thing supposed to be plugged in? I stumbled on it.
You fools! Gaze upon quantum immortality.
Poor Dr. Colvin, felled by his own hubris or the ignorance of the masses. Perhaps he should have left the crate unopened, the decaying atom unobserved. Curiosity often kills the cat. In Night Springs.
So obviously, Night Springs is definitely a send up of old Twilight Zone. And in the lore, Alan got his start writing for Night Springs. And we will see lots of those are like the main TV shows that we see in here. And Night Springs will make its return in Alan Wake 2.
The cabin on Cauldron Lake? She asked. The sheriff looked at me suspiciously. The early morning light flooded through the office windows. I would probably never have gotten out of the woods alive without her help, but I couldn't tell her the truth of what I'd faced the previous night. She'd think I was lying or crazy. She'd lock me up, and she wouldn't help me find Alice.
Oh, I forgot to hit switch. And actually, I would, just as an aside, I would recommend going back and watching those old Twilight Zone episodes. I believe they're on Peacock. And after doing my first Remedyverse playthrough, I went back and then watched quite a few episodes of like the first the way the seasons work for Twilight Zone is pretty weird because of syndication and all that, but it's pretty good stuff. Even like the oldest episodes are worth watching. And the Outer Limits, although Outer Limits is a little different and a little more mean-spirited, I guess is a way to put it. Maybe mean-spirited isn't the right term. Pessimistic, maybe? Twilight Zone tries to like find a moral in its stories. Outer Limits just is things get bad, and you know, sometimes they're just bad. Oh, whoops, I'm using the shotgun. Oh, where you running, Stuck?
Stucky's body vanished, leaving behind only a lifetime of nightmares to come. Assuming I'd reached the lights at the gas station alive.
One thing I probably should note is that when you see me kill enemies, like their bodies kind of like jump up and backwards and then disappear. That's actually a bug in the remaster. They're supposed to actually ragdoll, like they do. I'm loath to say it, like as in a comparison, like in Max Payne, but I mean, a lot of games have ragdolls nowadays, but like they're supposed to ragdoll, but and originally, like in the first release, they did ragdoll, and the final patch that they released, for some reason they bugged it out, and it never got another patch to fix it, so just kind of got to deal with it.
I recognized the parade float I had seen in Bright Falls when I first arrived with Alice. After the insanity I had just experienced in the darkness, the lights of the gas station felt comforting. At least for a moment, the sane world reasserted itself. Stucky spat on the garage floor and tried to shake the cobwebs from his head. Ever since the couple never showed to pick up the keys, things had been fuzzy. Something, a feeling, caught his attention. Stucky looked up and stared as his brain tried in vain to process the horror before him. He stumbled back, knocking over a can of oil. A black pool spread across the floor while he struggled for a brief moment, then let go as the unrelenting darkness engulfed him. The Deer Fest had been 2 weeks away when we arrived. If the day count on the banner was right, I was missing a whole week between the night we got here and now.
That's not good.
The garage was a mess. It looked like someone had trashed the place, or that there'd been some kind of fight.
I'll write. I'll keep writing. Outside, there's only darkness. Outside the cabin, outside the story, there's only darkness. I can feel her presence in the dark. Just now, I could smell her perfume in the room. I'll reach her. I'll fix it. I'll bring her back. The story will come true. If I stop, she's lost.
I don't believe this. It'd been me on the TV, talking crazy. Was I losing my mind?
So we're starting to get a glimpse into the reality of the situation.
Great Falls Sheriff Station.
Oh, thank God, Sheriff.
Sheriff Sarah Breaker, you are...
I'm Alan Wake, but listen. I was in a car crash. My wife, Alice, she's missing.
Calm down, Mr. Wake.
We were staying in a cabin on the island, on Cauldron Lake.
There's no island on Cauldron Lake, not since the big eruption in the 70s.
Please, I can take you there, okay?
You look like you've taken a pretty bad knock to the head. Are you okay?
Listen.
I was in a car
We'll
accident.
figure this out. Please get in the car. We'll swing by the lake and then we'll go to the station, okay? Mr. Wake, have you seen Stucky, the guy who owns this place?
I realized I couldn't tell her what had happened in the forest. She wouldn't have believed me. And then she wouldn't have helped me with Alice.
What?
A candy-colored clown they call the Sandman.
Oh yeah, I guess I really need to skip this song. Okay, so
previously on Alan Wake.
This was originally an episodic game, so they have these these recaps.
Thank you for coming here with me. I thought maybe you could write here.
I don't want to hear it. God damn it, Alice. Now, she's missing. Alice? Alice? I woke up behind the wheel of a crashed car. I'm missing a week. I was attacked by shadowy men straight from a nightmare. The sheriff took me to the lake Alice and I had stayed at, but the cabin had disappeared. Honey, I'm home.
Back here, sweetie. How was it?
Worst weather I've ever seen.
You should put some coffee on. It'll warm you up.
So, originally, like, when Remedy first started experimenting with music in their games, I think Max Payne had like a credit song by Poets of the Fall, but this is where they first started putting music in between like chapters and like really trying to introduce the music. But here and then in Quantum Break, they used licensed music. So, which is fine, you know, when you're playing it on your own. It's not really great when you're trying to play it, you know, streaming. But Alan Wake 2 is where Sam Lake really, or I guess Control and Old Gods of Asgard is where he started making like bespoke music. But then all of the music in Alan Wake 2 is bespoke. I mean, he uses other bands, but it's like to make the music, not just at Old Gods of Asgard. But like all the lyrics and stuff are by Sam Lake. And then I guess I still missed a page and I didn't even pick up. I got those. Got that one. Was I guess I didn't find this one.
Gushing, but right now she
oh
didn't
no,
care.
I did find that one.
As far as she
So I guess I still missed that page. Oh well. This is like I've never actually played Nightmare mode before, so I don't know where all the manuscript pages are and stuff. Sorry about that, but
Coffee's on.
Great, thanks. I'll need it if I'm gonna finish this by tomorrow.
Ooh, big TV. Uh-oh. Alan's stuck. We got a stuck Alan.
Oh, hey, I just finished those cover mock-ups. They're on your desk. Tell me what you think.
No kidding. I didn't think you'd get them done this quickly.
On occasion, I can perform all sorts of miracles, my dear.
So,
oh, really?
Well, you seemed to think so last night.
So one thing is that we'll get more of later, but Alice is a professional photographer, but because of Alan's celebrity, she's kind of typecast isn't the word, but she's been roped into basically being Alan's like personal photographer, and that's what she does now, is just take pictures for Alan and like works on his cover mock-ups and stuff like that instead of really doing her own thing.
The continuing freezing rain and heavy snowfall have necessitated a winter storm warning in the entire tri-state area. People are advised to stay indoors as many roadways are already closed, and city officials are not expecting snow crews to keep up with the weather. We're now on the third day of the blizzard, and the weather is not expected to clear up anytime soon.
Shit, actually, that reminds me, I need to run the dishwasher. Damn it.
These look really good.
Oh, sure, until Barry gets his hands on them. Which, by the way, will happen over my dead body. The last time was the last time. Oh, and speaking of Barry, he called. Alan! Alan, please check the fuse box.
I'm right here. I'm on it, honey.
Please hurry.
This was a late goodbye. 13 years after I'd gotten my revenge, it had finally caught up with me.
It's Max
It
Payne.
had been a long time to bear the pain. My blood painted the snow red. A gruesome slushy dissolved all the scattered painkillers and leisurely dripped down to the sewer, mingling with the bile of the city, becoming one with it. I can see them now. My wife and my baby. Honey, I'm home.
So even though they can't leak...
It's true what they say about the fall and the sudden stop at the end. I'd lain here in the snow while the lurid chain of scenes that had led me here kept playing in my head. A rerun of my own private snuff movie. A memory of my corpse. Alone at my own wake. Thinking in metaphors again. The femme fatale was gone. Only a sour taste remained of the kiss that killed me.
So they, because of, it's always legal shenanigans with Remedy, but they couldn't use Alan Wake, or I'm sorry, they couldn't use Max Payne because it's owned...
I really don't like this, Alan. Please hurry.
Because it's owned by Rockstar. So they changed the name to Alex Casey, and Alan Wake, right... Oh my god, yes, I understand. The fall of Casey. The fall of Max Payne. And the dual pistols.
Alan, please!
Yes, yes, I understand, I understand.
It's in the hallway!
Honey, it's a power outage. I've got the flashlight.
Okay. Hi.
You okay?
I'm sorry. It just really spooked me.
Don't worry. We'll just break out the candles.
I know it's stupid, but it's just... Especially when I'm not prepared for it, It gets to me.
I love you.
Tell me a story, Ryder.
Okay. I used to have these nightmares when I was a kid. The dark really spooked me, too. When it got really bad, my mom gave me this old light switch. She called it the clicker.
The clicker, huh?
Yeah. If I ever got scared of the dark, I could just flip the switch and a magic light would scare the monsters away.
Oh, sure.
Here it is.
Alan.
Maybe it'll help you too.
Yeah, nice story, writer boy. You made that up right now, didn't you?
No. Seriously.
I love you, even if you are a liar.
If he's lying, then
Thanks,
how did he
Dennis.
just magically have this to show her? A broken light switch. Oh, here, it's right here.
How do you feel, Mr. Wake? Any nausea, disorientation, anything like that? Mr. Wake, how are you feeling?
I'm okay. My head's fine. I had to lie about my headache and memory loss. He'd send me to a hospital for tests. I couldn't leave without Alice.
Very well. I don't think you have a concussion, but you've obviously been through quite a shock. You should take it easy for a couple of days.
Thanks.
Except my wife is gone.
Well then, Mr. Wake, we're done here. If the pain gets any worse or you experience any other symptoms, you should come see me. I'll let you get on with it then. Sarah, Sheriff Breaker, is waiting for you. She's very good at her job. I'm sure she can locate your wife in no time.
Doc Nelson was the image of a small-town doctor. Sheriff Breaker had called him to the station to take a look at the cut in my head. I'm sorry you had to cut your morning fishing short for this, Doc.
Oh, she's a beauty, ain't she? Not the biggest I ever caught, if you can believe that coming from an old fisherman like me, but she's right up there. Now, she's a largemouth bass, which is what you're after if you prefer a lure. Now, if you want either trout or salmon, on the other hand, then it's fly fishing for you. You a fishing man, Mr. Wake? Oh, doesn't really matter, I suppose. But it can be very relaxing out there. You can't get me off the water this time of year. Closest thing to heaven.
I'll take your word for it, Doc.
Thank you for testing the lights, Miss Weaver. Everything seems to be fine.
I don't have the luxury of being complacent, Deputy Grant. The bulbs will need changing soon. You can't change them in the dark.
I'll be sure to take care of it, Miss Weaver. Have a nice day now.
Very good. I'll come back later on to remind you, just in case.
Disappeared on June 20th, 07, identifying features and knack for winning contests. Richard Baugh, Bruce Dansky, Jacob Miller. On a camping trip, overdue, haven't been in contact. If you have seen them or know their whereabouts, please call 555-9932. Thank you.
Mr. Wake, the sheriff is waiting for you in her office down the corridor. That was Cynthia Weaver. I guess you can call her the town eccentric. She used to be the editor of the local newspaper, but she's focused on, other things these days.
She'd fit right in where I come from.
As you can see, she's a little obsessed with maintaining the light bulbs of the whole town, refuses to step on shadows, things like that. Back in her day, she wrote about all sorts of weird things in the paper. Bright Falls has a colorful history. Of course, what small town hasn't?
Interesting. She does not like shadows and has been around long enough to know the more eccentric things about the town.
Yeah, it's Mulligan here. I'm at Stucky's gas station with Thornton. There's no sign of him. Over.
Wait. Yeah, this is Thornton. Look, we've located the brake float. It's here.
That's some good news, right? Stucky was supposed to be driving it at the rehearsals today. Over.
Oh, give me that. Mulligan here. Looks like someone really thrashed the garage. Over.
Okay, roger that, guys. Keep looking for Stucky. Jane's out.
Should I tell him that I blasted him?
Alice looked through the viewfinder, lining up the shot. Cauldron Lake was breathtaking. Something caught her eye. A figure standing in the shadows behind the cabin, like a thin woman in a black dress. She lowered the camera and looked again. No one there. Just a collection of bushes that looked vaguely human-shaped. She shook her head and laughed.
Who is the woman in the funeral outfit?
The sheriff wants to see you in her office, Mr. Wade.
Yes. Okay, hang on just one sec. Okay. I gotta say, just as a personal thing, one of my biggest pet peeves in video games is when they design games like they want you to they put collectibles everywhere, right? And they want you to run around these areas and look for this stuff, but at the same time they have NPCs constantly badger you to get back on to like the story path. It's like, why? Like, if either you want me to go find this stuff or you want me to play the game in like strictly linear fashion, but if you're designing a game in a way that you're trying to get me to go around and collect this stuff, stop fucking badgering me, you know? I hate it.
Breaker is waiting for you down the corridor in her office.
Come in, Mr. Wake. Your phone's on the desk. The battery was dead. It's charged now.
Have you started looking for my wife yet?
My men are already on it. Now, can you tell me what happened?
I'm not sure. I can't remember. We were arguing. I walked out of the cabin.
The cabin on Cauldron Lake? How did you end up at Stucky's gas station?
I wanted to tell her what had happened last night, but I couldn't. She'd locked me up. Excuse me. I need to take this. Hello?
Alan, please help me.
Alice?
Stop talking to the law. You'll do exactly what I say if you ever want to see your wife again.
Who is this?
Go to the back lot. There's a hole in the fence on the left. Look inside the junker. I left a little something there to convince you we're all on the same page here. After you ditch the cops, you're gonna meet me in Elderwood National Park. There's a spot called Lover's Peak. Midnight. Don't do nothing stupid, pal. We're watching you.
Mr. Wake, can I help you with anything?
I need to get some air. The sheriff said I could go out back.
Of course, Mr. Wake. You can get there through the cell corridor. Just don't mind Walter in there. He's one of our regulars.
I thought he quit drinking for good.
Oh, no such luck. He went on a bender and beat Danny pretty badly. He started shouting like that the moment he woke up. You can get to the back lot through that door and down the corridor, Mr.
Hey,
Wake.
can you turn the lights on? The deputies, they don't understand. They won't listen to me. I need it to be bright in here. Thank you, man, thank you. Hey, you're all right. You're a good guy. Don't let anybody tell you different. You know, I shouldn't even be in here. The cops, they got it all wrong. See, sure, I beat him up, but I wasn't drunk. I mean, I wasn't drunk at the time. I only got drunk afterward. Okay, listen, you gotta listen carefully now. Here's the kicker. That wasn't Danny. No, sir. It only looked like him. You wanna know who it really was? I'll tell you who it really was. It was a goddamn space alien! I know it sounds like something a drunk would say, but believe me, I wasn't drunk then.
I totally believe you, bud.
I told him, oh yeah, well, I don't hear who he is.
In spite of its human mask, to describe the Dark Presence as intelligent would have implied human qualities on something decidedly inhuman. Nonetheless, it found the one spot in the diner that was dark enough. Some light spilled into the corridor, ravaging it. But it took the pain. Horrible as it was, the writer would soon fix that. He would be coming to the one place where it still had power.
Where on your feet?
So the Dark
The
Presence
early morning
was the
light
woman.
hurt my eyes and made my head ache. The man on the phone had said, go through the fence on the left.
Well, folks, it's been another long night, and it's about time for me to sign off for a while. God knows I need my beauty sleep. Just one more item before I go. It's been a busy night for the Sheriff's Department. We've had a few broken windows, even a report of shots fired on Main Street. Deputies Mulligan and Thornton had to deal with two intoxicated young men who were celebrating the completion of their Deerfest float. Now, folks, we get this every year. I know it's exciting that the big day's almost here, but let's save it for the party and leave the gunplay for the shooting competition, huh? There's no point in getting all worked up yet.
Sorry, tried to open the window real quick before that ended.
The caller had told me to find a hole in the fence behind the police station. There was something for me in an abandoned car.
Now, unfortunately, this game is just too old for like the mute licensed songs options in video games.
The kidnapper fired his gun one last time, and the shadow vanished into the darkness it had come from. See? Nothing to it, Wake. The thought of Alice in his hands was revolting. We stood on the wooden platform of Lover's Peak, the waterfall on the mountain behind us, the lights of the radio mast blinking red in the heights above. I fought with the urge to take a swing, force myself to speak. Let's cut the act now. Where's my wife? Alice's driver's license had been placed on the front seat. The caller meant business. Barry?
Ow! Ow! Thank God! Where the hell have you been? I've been trying to reach you for a week, you and Alice. I've been worried sick. I flew out yesterday. I'm here in Bright Falls.
Barry, listen to me. I'm at the sheriff's station. Come and get me. I can't talk now.
Al, what the hell is going on?
I had to get the sheriff to let me go. I needed to get to Elderwood National Park to meet Alice's kidnappers.
A writer is a light that reveals the world of his story from darkness, shapes it from nothingness. The way a sculptor carves a statue from a block of granite. If I stop, the world I'm making dies. Darkness will reclaim it. It's a long, hard journey into the dark. Alice's life is at stake, but I can't think about that, or I'll lose it. The dread lingers at the edge of perception. I'll push on. Anything is possible here. I'll write the story. I'll save her.
How are there two Alan Wakes?
Marvelous, Sarah. I just wanted to settle all the damage the Anderson brothers might have inadvertently caused on their recent and regrettable little outing. They are not accountable for their actions, of course. I can assure you that my staff has been reprimanded.
Tor and Odin never caused any trouble to anyone when they were still living at their farm.
Indeed. All we can do is to slow down the progress of their dementia.
Who's this fuckface?
Are you feeling any better, Mr. Wake?
I'd like to leave. Am I free to go?
Well, we still need to talk about...
Am I under arrest?
No, of course not. But I need to know where you'll be staying so I can get in touch with you.
I'd avoid the motel. The Majestic is known for its roaches. The cabins at Elderwood are pretty nice, though.
That sounds perfect.
I'm Dr. Emil Hartman. I'd like to invite you to stay at Cauldron Lake Lodge.
Did you talk to my wife?
I had the pleasure of discussing your situation with her on several occasions.
Did you set something up with her?
I invited her here. My clinic is a place where...
Oh, hey! Oh, my! Take it easy.
Hey, nobody move! Get your hands off of my client!
Who are you?
I'm Barry Wheeler, his agent. If you have business with Mr. Wake, you talk to me. You yokels won't know what hit you once I sick my lawyers on your asses.
No harm done, Sarah. I'm all right. I don't want to press charges. Mr. Wake, my offer still stands.
Get me out of here.
What the hell was that about, Al? We don't need a replay of that thing with the paparazzi. I thought they were gonna lock you up.
I had to talk to someone. I told Barry everything. He thought I was certifiable, but when he heard about the manuscript, I had him. The fact that I'd written something, even if I couldn't remember it, was enough for him. He smelled money. And he believed that Alice had been kidnapped. Anything beyond that was another story. I had a midnight appointment with the kidnapper in a place called Lover's Peak, somewhere in Elderwood National Park. The plan was to rent a cabin.
I don't like it, Al. I don't like any of it. It's not good. In fact, it's the absolute opposite of good.
Mr. Wake! Barry, you found him.
Hi, Rose.
Oh, wow. I was just thinking about you, too.
Great.
I was just bringing Rusty some coffee. He's on the balcony, looking after Max. Poor thing. I really need to go. Great to see you again, Mr. Wake. Later!
Who's Max?
What an airhead.
Jeez, Mr. Takes a swing at everybody. This is not her fault. She's a very nice girl and, more importantly, a fan.
Bucktooth Charlie.
Seriously, Al, what you were saying in the car? Just listen to yourself. What, you shot a guy and his body just disappeared? When was the last time you slept? What, are you high? Have you been drinking?
No! Look, Barry, I'm missing a week, and someone's got Alice.
Do you
and everything's
understand
just...
what it sounds like when you say stuff like that? Don't get me wrong, it's a good story, could be a bestseller. But when you start confusing fiction with reality, you're buying yourself a ticket to the funny farm.
Wait here.
Easy there, boy. I'm almost done.
Oh,
hey,
no,
Rusty,
sick
right?
doggy.
You run cabins. Oh, Mr. Wake. I'd shake your hand, but mine are kind of full here. Actually, I'm sorry about this. Would you mind grabbing the registration form from the desk? It's just across from Bucktooth Charlie.
Okay, sure. What happened?
Crazy poachers. Max here got his foot caught in a trap. They're illegal to use here. Hell, you're not supposed to hunt within the park at all. But that doesn't stop some lowlifes. Well, at least Max is gonna be okay. He got lucky.
Oh.
Max is still groggy from the shot I gave him, and I'd rather not leave him alone just yet. The form's on the desk across from the mammoth skeleton.
Seriously, Al, you can't just go and meet a kidnapper. Those situations always end up in disaster. You gotta talk to the cops.
She's my wife, and it's my call. Can we talk about this later?
No, this whole thing. Listen, you hit your head. I mean, geez, Al, come on. You gotta understand how crazy all this sounds. If you're trying to pull a joke on me, freak me out, it's working. Ha ha, let's have a laugh on Barry. Well, you had me going there real funny, Al. You can quit it now.
If we hadn't been playing it, I'd probably be siding with Barry.
I think this is the form you wanted.
And here are the keys. Okay, you're all set, Mr. Wake. Glad to have you staying here.
Thanks. Can you tell me how to get to Lover's Peak?
Oh, sure. It's at the end of the nature trail. Just follow the paths, you'll get to it eventually. It's an easy walk. Nice spot, too.
Look, Al, you're asking me to believe that you shot a dude who went poof into thin air, a guy who was bulletproof until you pointed a flashlight at him. You hear that from people who end up spending time in padded rooms, strapped to their beds, wearing white shirts with too long tangled up sleeves, and eating a healthy diet of pills. Al, you make cruel jokes about people who believe that kind of stuff. You're the skeptic. You gave me an hour-long lecture on homeopathy last month. What was it? If there's no proof, it's pure bullshit. Period.
Guess the laugh's on me then.
Al, come on! I mean, okay. Okay, maybe something weird happened to you, okay?
Well, thanks for the heartfelt vote of confidence.
All I'm saying is you gotta throw me a bone here, bestseller. What would you think if it was me? There's no way you should be going out at midnight with a gun.
No one asked you to come here, Barry. Either work with me on this or go straight back to New York. Your choice.
We both know Barry's not going back.
That's just crazy talk, Al. Al! Al? We should go to the sheriff or call the FBI.
Damn it, Barry, they'll kill her! This is not a goddamn debate, Barry. I'm going to Lover's Peak. He said to come alone.
Okay then. I understand. But you're my best friend and I'm worried that you're not right in the head. Tell me what to do to help and I'll do it.
You stay here, and if I'm not back by morning, call the cavalry.
Achoo! Achoo! Just be careful with the natives, Al. These yokels are dangerous. Everybody hates a tourist, or it'll be Deliverance all over again. Achoo!
Bless you.
Oh, this place is trying to kill me. I'll bet there's mold in here, spores, poison ivy, God knows what. This is so not worth a 15% commission.
Well, right now you're getting a 15% commission and nothing because I'm not writing any fucking books, but whatever, bro. but leave the lights on just in case. Pretty big yard.
I'll wait here, Al. I'll hold down the fort. I'll be with you in spirit every step of the way, Al. Locking the door now.
Barry had never gotten along with Alice, but he knew Alan loved her with an almost frightening intensity. And now something had happened to Alice. And here was Al armed with a gun and saying things people got put in padded cells for. It was as if his friend had experienced a massive psychotic episode and was now totally disconnected from reality. It scared the shit out of Barry.
Yeah, I'd be a little worried too.
Barry had the keys to the car he rented. Wasn't a long walk to the visitor center, and it wouldn't be any use to me in the forest.
Now, there are segments later where you can drive.
I should have gone to the cops. This wasn't the smartest thing I'd ever done, but I was still angry with Barry for trying to talk me out of it. These people had called me right in the sheriff's station. The cops wouldn't scare them, and they had Alice.
The driving in this game is not very good. Not gonna lie. This is not a driving game. Hello, hope nobody's home.
Welcome back to the show, folks. As promised, our very own Dr. Nelson has just parked his rear end in the studio. Doc, what's your Deerfest plan like?
My plan? You make it sound a lot more organized than I ever seem to manage. No plan, really. Just taking the atmosphere. I'm getting a little too rickety to do much more than that, you know.
Oh, tell me about it. No sack race for us older gentlemen, huh?
Yes, exactly, Bat. But I'm gonna check out the parade, of course. And I'll be one of the pie contest judges, too.
Well, that takes a different kind of constitution.
Oh, yeah. It's my kind of exercise.
Now, Doc, seriously, you're in pretty good shape, though. You're the outdoors type. I know for a fact you're an avid fisherman.
That's right. Matter of fact, just caught a heck of a largemouth bass early this morning.
But you're not taking part in the fishing contest?
No, not this year. See, Pat, I'm just not that competitive anymore. Now I just like to take my time and enjoy the peace of it. It's no fun if I need to worry about what I'm catching, you know?
Well, considering your track record, the participants are probably pretty happy you feel that way.
Well, Pat, that's kind of you to say.
Oh, that sounds bad. Moonshine Cave. Now, that sounds like a party. Anybody home?
Crime and punishment. The cancer and cure of civilization. But some crimes are impossible to punish, especially in Night Springs. Tonight's episode, The Man in the Mirror.
He's inside, Agent. He's a weird one.
So, you're confessing to killing that guy, huh? Why?
Had it coming?
Yeah, but why would you do that? I mean, you're a nice guy. Normal. Took a kid to a soccer game. So how come at the game, you pick a guy and, quoting from the arresting officer's report here, assault the victim's head area repeatedly with the weapon of choice being a pair of bare fists? Wow, that sentence really flows, huh? Maybe you're not the literary type. Okay, so you mess him up. But why? Who was that guy? We couldn't ID him. Why would a guy like you do him like that?
I didn't like his face?
Well, you must have hated it, because you really went to town there. I mean, there's no way to tell what he looked like. No ID on him either.
That must be difficult.
But then we ran the fingerprints. Got a match. Your prints. Identical.
Huh, how about that?
Your son said you were wearing a white shirt when you took him to the game. But the white shirt is on the dead guy.
It's plenty red now.
You won't get away with this.
Do you really think that's in any way relevant to me? I had plenty of time to talk to my boy before the cops arrived, you know? He won't stop screaming, am I right? You think he's ever gonna be okay? I left my mark, believe me.
You bastard.
What? You gonna shoot me? What's the point? I'm going to prison. You got me.
I don't understand any of this.
And you never will. Don't worry. Maybe you'll see me again, Agent. Maybe in the mirror.
Whoa. This one, I guess, actually does kind of play into the themes of the game itself. Perhaps they're lampshading that one, that fact a little bit because there's no ending monologue by the narrator.
Rose knew that Rusty was in love with her, and she liked him too. She liked him a lot. He taught her to dance, and life had certainly taught her the value of a man who was gentle. He treated her well, made her smile, made her feel good. But Rusty wasn't the prince of her dreams, and that tended to underline the unbearable truth. She was no closer to that Hollywood magic than he was.
Yeah, I really think she needs to, like, get some therapy on this celebrity worship thing. This is not healthy for her. This is not helping her condition.
The air in the visitor center was heavy with an awful smell, as if some rotten drowned thing had crawled up from its grave. Rusty kept coughing blood. My eyes were drawn to the twisted shape of his broken leg. The attack had been vicious. Max whined in his cage. Rusty's eyes were wild with fear and terror. He gasped. Mr. Wake, it happened just the way it was on that page. The vision left me weak. This was no head injury.
Rusty, hang on! I'm coming! Please, help me! Help me! Help me! Can you hear me?
Hello?
Anyone! Please help! Back here.
Mr. Wake?
Oh, hell.
It happened just the way it was on that page. I found. Came true. It knew. So dark. It'll come back for me. You must. The lights. In the office. I have the key.
Okay, Rusty. Hang on. I'll be right back. Whatever did this couldn't be far. Rusty had found a page from the manuscript. It would help me understand what had happened.
The manuscript that you found on the way here told you what happened.
The only way to make sure that Rusty was safe was to get the power running and the lights back on. The visitor center was sturdy, but the impact turned the front of the building into splinters. Rusty was thrown across the lobby like a rag doll and hit the far wall hard. It didn't hurt until he tried to move and saw his leg bend the wrong way, felt the broken ribs stabbing him on the inside. Rusty howled in pain and fear, suddenly afraid to die alone.
Not alone, just with Alan Wake being super incompetent, as usual. Whoa, that was weird.
At the last instant, I changed direction and threw myself down. The axe splintered the trunk of a tree. I stumbled into the pool of bright light. My lungs burned. I was too exhausted to move. I tensed as I waited for the killing blow, but it never came. I raised my head. Nothing moved in the darkness beyond. For the moment, bathed in the cold light, I was safe.
I don't know why this page is in chapter 2. We know about this. Why are you telling me this now? Uh-oh.
I was too late. Someone had destroyed the circuit breaker. There was no way to get the lights back on.
Uh-oh.
Rusty! Rusty!
The ground was covered with gleaming patches that looked like liquid darkness.
I just need hunting licenses.
What did you do to Rusty?
Something had torn a mammoth-sized hole in the wall.
Oh no, the dog is gone too.
Please don't feed the animals.
Fishing
is only permitted for those visitors
who purchase a park
fishing
license.
You guys can have Rusty, but you took the dog, and now you gotta pay.
Obey!
The Park Ranger's instructions.
At all times.
Rusty? Rusty, no!
Never.
You approach closer than 100 yards.
Two bears and wolves. Never approach any other wildlife closer than
25 yards.
Pets must be leashed.
At all times.
Never leave your
pet unattended.
It is
against the law
to remove any
natural objects
or historical artifacts from the park
grounds.
Damn, that's gotta be big.
What the hell was that? I saw it from the window. I saw something.
Forget about it, Barry. It's just me going crazy.
Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez. You're not crazy. I wish you were crazy, but you're not crazy. Ow, be careful.
Stay in the cabin. Don't open the door for anyone. I mean it.
For better or worse, thankfully, our friend Barry is starting to believe.
In that last instant of consciousness, Rusty thought about Rose. He was older than she was. Rose was barely out of her teens, but she made him feel young and forget what a train wreck his long-dead marriage had been. He still wore the ring. He'd been waiting for her to tell him to take it off. Now she never would.
Aw, poor Rusty. Seems dangerous.
Lover's Peak was at the far end of the nature trail.
Oh, I hear that breathing again. Moonshine Cave, site of frequent bootlegger activity throughout the Prohibition. It was mostly used for the temporary storage of alcohol smuggled from Canada, but at times alcohol was also distilled on the premises. Oh, I hear somebody. Got a feeling we might be about to be jacked. Okay, maybe not. Oh, uh-oh. I can get them lined up. Booyah. Okay, Lover's Peak. Is there anything I need to get over here? Maybe if I could get over there. Says Lover's Peak is that way, but then there's a trail over here. Ah, manuscript.
Nobody in Bright Falls seemed to know where Al was, but Rose, the waitress at the diner, had seen him. From what Barry could tell, Al pretty much fell off the face of the earth when he left the diner. Rose was just the kind of fan that Al hated, but she really tried to help. She was smart too, knew a lot about what was going on in the town, knew a lot about Al, even knew who Barry was. Barry liked her. That was no big surprise. When it came to women, Barry and Al rarely saw eye to eye.
Oh, I think I'm about to get attacked. Got the music going on. I don't see any pages glowing in the dark or anything, but this is a pretty big area for there to be nothing, right? Oh, there's one guy. Two guys. Three guys. Okay. Come on. The Great Old One, felled by lightning in 1937. We will actually see this tree again in Alan Wake 2. Felled by lightning in 1937, this exceptionally tall Rocky Mountain Douglas fir, I'm not even going to pronounce that, was over 200 years old. According to local legends, it stretched beyond the stars. After it fell, it was measured to be 66 meters tall, nearly a record length. That's pretty fucking tall. Oh, ambush. Ouch. And we got more. Ouch. Hey, fuck you guys. See, this is why I find the combat boring. just plain not good. I mean, obviously, like I said, I'm using the cheat engine thing to make the combat easier, but like all you do is you like avoid them to shine a flashlight on them, and then you just kind of mash dodge and try to shoot while 1 to 3 guys are around, and it's not interesting to me at all. I don't like it.
I turned the corner, afraid of what the flashlight's beam might reveal. Suddenly, a roughly painted symbol of a torch glowed in the light. Behind it, hidden by a rock, sat a battered metal trunk. It was here for a reason, packed with supplies, batteries, flares, ammo, things you need to make it through the darkness of the night. Something left behind by someone who knew what I knew, and more.
Who knows so much about the darkness already? And why? And how may be an even more pertinent question. That's a lot of guys. I guess I shouldn't have used up my flare gun already. I guess you cannot walk over the through tree like a bridge or anything. No hidden items on top. The tree this ring was cut from started growing in 1846 in the year the Oregon Treaty was signed. Other notable events marked on the rings. 1853, the Washington Territory was formed. 1878, the founding of the Bright Falls Mining Company and the town itself. 1889, Washington was granted statehood. 1929, tree damage and forest fire. 1970, Bright Falls Mining Company closes its doors after a volcanic eruption below Cauldron Lake. 1980, Mount St. Helens erupts. 1987, tree felled by storm. Lasted through a couple of volcanic eruptions, huh? I am assuming there was a thermos here at one point. This seems to be an interesting area for there to be nothing.
Agent Nightingale didn't want to be in Bright Falls. These little communities revolted him, and he didn't like the trees or the coffee. He now knew that impossible horrors lurked behind the storefronts and smiles. He desperately wanted to turn the car around and just drive until he passed out or ran out of road and booze. But he had a job to do. He had a rider to catch, at any cost.
Now, Agent Nightingale is like something that was put, I think it's like, I don't know what to call it in, in writing terminology, but he's like a thing introduced by Alan Wake, the one in the writer's room, as some kind of like conceit or way to propel the story forward. But Agent Nightingale, like in the game, he has a very weird plot because he doesn't really have a plot, and he just kind of moves the story forward without ever contributing. Or I shouldn't say he moves the story forward. Like, he appears in the game to do stuff, but he doesn't really have a story. And then he exits the story pretty unceremoniously later. Spoilers. And it's like, why was this character here? What did it contribute to the story? Like, if you actually think about it. What does his presence contribute to the story?
Shit.
We gotta get moving. More of them coming. That flashlight's kid stuff. The flares won't keep the bastards away.
Who the fuck is this guy?
You can see them too?
Hell, of course I see them. Come on, we gotta move.
Why?
Because that's the way the story goes.
Yeah, but...
Let's move!
I lost my gun back there.
Oh, I've got a gun. Just keep that light steady on him.
It took a moment, but then I recognized him. He'd been on the ferry when I first arrived here with Alice. He knew my name. We were headed in the direction of Lover's Peak. There was no way this was a coincidence. He was the kidnapper.
Come on, Wake! You better keep up. You set him up, and I'll knock him down, Wake.
You're not supposed to walk away from the flare, dumb shit. Well, I hope he didn't get killed. Oh. Hey, where'd you go, bud? Where'd you go? I need your help. Oh, let's see. What the fuck?
Monster! Lover's Peak. Right up these stairs, Wake. Use the flares from the emergency box to hold them off while I get these boards off.
Give me the gun.
Yeah, no can do, Wake.
Are you kidding? Give me the gun!
No time for back talk. Hold them off, damn it. Just a little longer. Scare them off. Get some light on those.
Actually, I think you need to change that button. Middle mouse button always sucks. I don't like it. Let's see. Okay. Okay, let's change to... Wait, where's the... Okay. Try that. Oh, uh-oh. What'd I do? Shit. Okay. Cancel. Back.
Bastards, that'll keep them off us.
Ooh, we got the spinny. It's like Max Payne.
Just a little longer. I almost got it. Okay, it's open. Move it or lose it. Oh, you feeling better now, Wake? All cozy and safe. Better get ready. They'll be on us soon.
Of course, the flashlight is so bright I can't actually read the map.
This is it, Wake. The last stand. There's more flares here. Get ready. We fight them as long as they keep coming.
Give me the goddamn gun! They're coming!
That's not how this goes. Get with the program, Wake. How's that, huh?
Oh shit.
This is a piece of cake, Wake. Ah, damn it.
Let's cut the act now. Where's my wife?
I knew you were gonna say that. I read it all before. You're a hell of a writer. Congratulations. You're gonna bring about something glorious and terrible once we get you some proper editorial control.
What the hell are you talking about? Where's Alice?
I want the entire manuscript, or she's gonna suffer bad.
You touch her mouth.
You're gonna give me the manuscript or you'll be sorry.
No! Come back here! I swear I'll kill you if you hurt Alice! Do you hear me? Come back here!
He had Alice, and he wanted the manuscript because he thought it held some magical power. But I had no manuscript to give him. I had to get back to Barry and figure out my next move.
Or maybe turning around and letting him get a significant distance on you. Probably. Uh-oh. Oh no! Well, now you're never gonna get Alice back.
You're gonna give me the manuscript or you'll be sorry.
No! Come back here! I swear I'll kill you if you hurt Alice! Do you hear me? Come back here!
He had Alice, and he wanted the manuscript because he thought it held some magical power. But I had no manuscript to give him. I had to get back to Barry and figure out my next move.
Alan is not much of a climber.
On more than one occasion, Alice had tried to explain to me how it felt to be afraid of the dark. To her, darkness wasn't simply the absence of light, but something more tangible than that. It was something you could touch and feel. Worse than that, it was something with a mind of its own, something malicious and malign. For her, things changed when they were wrapped in darkness. They turned into something else, something foreign, and nothing was safe or innocent anymore. I'd never really understood what she meant, until now.
Yeah, I'm never gonna stay in a dark room again. He's sleeping with night lights. I'm sure it's totally okay that there's like all this room away from where I'm supposed to be going. Aha. Oh, wait, that's a...
Rusty warned me about these traps. I wouldn't want to get caught in one of them. Those teeth look nasty.
They tried to pretend it was a manuscript page. Uh-oh. I like totally missed all of these the first time, huh? Okay, a little thing on my radar saying to go this way. Oh, here we go. I was like, what am I missing here? I'm surprised there's like no manuscripts over there. Whoa. Ambush. Hey, fuck you guys. I'm just trying to find some manuscripts here. Leave me alone.
The night had been one desperate situation after another. I was exhausted, and my body felt as though it had been chewed up and spat out. The flashlight was heavy in my hand, and each pull of the trigger sent a painful shock up my arm. But I was finally out of the woods, and things were looking up. That's when I heard the chainsaw.
That doesn't sound good. Now, I can't remember which gun does more damage, the hunting rifle or the shotgun. I think a shotgun and does more damage, but naturally the hunting rifle is more accurate. I honestly do not actually remember. I'm just assuming. Oh, wait, was I supposed to go that way? Oh, I'm just supposed to drop down. Okay.
I had heard the plane fall. It made no sense. It was clear that it had just fallen here, but it was very old and obviously hadn't flown in decades. Looking at it sent a shiver down my spine.
It is odd. I only have 5 bullets. I probably shouldn't waste it if there's a chainsaw guy coming up. Oh, is that a manuscript back there? No, it's just a light. Shit. Oh, well, I guess getting some extra hunting rifle ammo isn't bad. I'm just trying to find some pages though, guys. Can't you put those on my radar?
Hunting your own food can save money.
Piss off. I'm only playing this game for the story, and they just make it so difficult to just get all the story. They learn their lesson by control for the most part, so that's nice. But these early games, they were beholden to some old-fashioned notions. There's the page.
When Barry saw the darkness attack the visitor center, it made him a believer. The men Al said he'd shot, they hadn't been just locals on crank. Somehow the world had changed, like the channel had been switched without warning. You think you're watching a sitcom, and you're really watching a horror show. When the birds started attacking the cabin, Barry wasn't surprised, just terrified.
Barry can roll with it. He's a trooper. Okay, maybe I better go down and check that at the one section. Ah, see? Okay. Almost missed it.
The logging site was a mess. The modular office had been pushed off the cliff. Deputy Thornton climbed up from the wreckage excited, breathing hard from the exertion. Nobody there. It's weird. Don't you think that's weird? Bored, Mulligan let out a mighty snort. Hell, it's always weird, Thornton. Just a question of sorting out what kind of weird it is this time around.
It's always weird in Bright Falls. The darkness wears her face. Ouch. That was close.
Shadows stirred and the wind picked up as I ran through the forest. I felt the dark presence turning its gaze toward me. Then the moonlight was blotted out by dark shadows that raced violently across the ground, moving too swiftly to be natural. Darkness gathered between the trees and melted again to reveal the Taken. No natural path had brought them here.
It does seem odd that the Dark Presence has made so many Taken, and it seems like this is something that has gone beyond the notice of most of the town. But the amount of people, like, Bright Falls is ostensibly a pretty small town. I mean, you saw Main Street was just like literally, like the whole town is just the 3 streets, and yet we've gone through, I don't know, probably like 50 guys by now. That's like half the town, and nobody noticed that all these people were gone. Sure seems strange. Even with a flare, look how long it takes for this guy's shield to go down. It's insane. Hard mode is just, it's dumb. It's bad. It's bad design, I'll say it. Making hard mode like this is just bad. The combat is already not interesting, and kind of like, I want to say the combat is bad, it's just objectively not good in this game. And then you make it, and then you like make it harder and worse by just making everybody take more damage and do more damage. It's just like, ugh. And I wouldn't have, I mean, I wouldn't like it, but I wouldn't really have a problem with it if they didn't force me to play it to get all of the story pages. That just puts everything on top of it, you know? It's just even worse. Oh wait, I have a flare gun. What the fuck am I doing? Dude took a fucking flare gun hit. No chainsaw for you.
Barry?
Ow! The porch is covered with birds. They've got all Hitchcock on me.
Stay out of sight. I'm on my way. Don't open the door.
What am I, crazy?
Stay hidden. I'll be there soon. Just make sure you keep the lights on.
And we've come full circle. We're back. Accomplished pretty much nothing.
I still had to reach Barry at the cabin, but at least I was out of the woods. I'd have to get the car from the locked garage. It would get me back to Barry faster, and the headlights were a welcome bonus.
A story is not a machine that does what you tell it. A story is a beast with a life of its own. You can create it, shape it, but as the story grows, it starts wanting things of its own. Change one thing and you set off a chain reaction of events that spreads through the whole thing. The characters have to be true to themselves. The events need to follow a logic that fits the story. A single flaw and the magic is gone. The story dies. Alice dies.
You can learn about nature and yourself.
What? Manuscript page.
The FBI agent's command froze me in place. I considered surrender. It was all falling apart anyway. I could give in, let someone else deal with it, but it felt all wrong. Call it instinct, his posture, the way he held the gun. He was no friend. Shots ringing in my ears, I leaped for the hole in the fence and stumbled into the darkness beyond.
I am kind of glad that they have the voiceover for... Man, these stalls don't have any fucking toilets. What the hell? What is this? Oh wait, is this the shower room? No? No, there's no shower head. What is this? I mean, I see a... Oh, is that a drain hole? But there's no shower heads. What kind of bathroom is this? Anyways, I'm kind of glad that they do voiceovers because reading every single memo in Control was kind of a lot. I'm not gonna lie. I wonder if I die if I just go down there. Probably do. Uh-oh, if I wreck the car 2 feet out of the gate. Oh, stun jump. Oh, shit. feel like there's gotta be something in one of these areas, right? Like, it can't just be me. We got all these open areas. Ouch. Yeah, I see something down there.
There was no misunderstanding. Cauldron Lake was where Alice and I had stayed, but there was no cabin and no island. I was missing a week. What had happened to me? What had happened to Alice? I had to get her back. I couldn't face life without her.
Stuff over here too. The car's smoking. That's probably a bad sign. Oh, wait a second. What? Shit. Anything new over here? I'm just gonna go ahead and say no. And could you imagine how annoying this would be if I didn't have the infinite sprint cheat on?
The flare gun was probably the best weapon I could imagine against the dark things I was facing. It was the kidnapper.
You son of a bitch! Where's my wife?
Enough horseplay, Wake. You deliver the manuscript, and you can have your woman back. Simple as that.
I don't... Listen. I'm gonna need time to finish it. I still need to write the ending. I need a week.
It's not done?
I need a week.
2 days. The old Bright Falls coal mine is nearby. You can find it easy, city boy. The main building, there at noon. You bring the manuscript, you'll get your wife. If not, well, get me?
Yes, I get you.
The manuscript? When have we even... when have we wrote it?
The dark presence had touched the girl to lure the writer into a trap. Now it was night, and he lay helpless, drugged, lit only by the flickering of the TV screen filled with static. Shadows coalesced in the room as the dark presence leaned close to the writer, ready to touch him again. Back to work, boy. Barry had talked about birds over the phone.
He wasn't kidding. Darkness controls the Taken.
Al, I am so glad you're here. A couple of them got in here before I blocked the chimney. This isn't normal. These birds are weird.
And apparently somebody has been by.
Open the door now. They're gone.
Hey, Al. I'm sorry for thinking you were having a psychotic episode, man.
I sent Barry to the town to ask around about a man fitting the kidnapper's description. He'd go through the archives of the local paper. Perhaps he could learn something. Anything about the island and the cabin that had disappeared. The man wanted a manuscript. I had to try to write him one to get Alice back. For me, the supernatural had always been nothing but a metaphor for the human psyche, a tool to use in writing fiction. Now, it was happening for real, and I couldn't put a single word on paper.
Barry Wheeler speaking.
This is Rose.
Rose?
I found Mr. Wake's pages.
Oh, you sweet, brilliant girl.
Could you and Mr. Wake come get them? I live in the trailer park outside the town.
We'll be there in less than an hour.
Bye now.
See you soon.
She sounded a little weird.
Day. Hope you come back soon. Welcome to the Old
Dear Diner.
Good girl. Dun dun dun. Okay, and I think I'm going to call it at the end of this chapter for the day. Thank you all for watching. We will continue on with Alan Wake tomorrow, as far as I know, unless something happens. So have a wonderful day.